Jefferson.
And Leon Searcy.
So they were smelling themselves.
Oh, my gosh.
With no deal.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh, yeah, we're smelling ourselves, baby. It's a Tuesday on XLP. It's a Beaver Chevy and Beaver Toyota Tuesday on XLP. Shop online at beaverchevrolet.com or beavertoyota.staugustine.com. Great deals. They are here to wow you, and we are here to wow our twofers, baby. Wow our twofers. We got a lot of Jags on the table. We got a lot of college football on the table. But I'm gonna start real quick. By the way, Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, R.J. Saunders, Joe C is out on vacation. We've got our coach Dave Campo in.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching on YouTube. Look how good looking he is, man.
Well, I'm a little nervous about sitting in Joe Cowart's chair, but yeah.
You look good.
Well, thank you.
You look good,
yeah,
Coach. You're good.
Yeah.
So I want to start the show off with just a little. Had a great night last night at the Doobie Brothers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Doobie Brothers concert down at Daly's Place, which, by the way, is the best place to watch a concert ever. Daly's Place is phenomenal, okay?
Yeah.
Had a little rain, cooled things off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Cray started the show for an hour, fantastic. Doobie's played for almost 2 hours, just phenomenal. I was sending Leon
You were.
and Frank Frangie videos and taunting them.
That's what I thought. See,
Yeah.
now, I was a little confused on why you were sending me the videos. Like, naturally, I thought you were sending me the videos.
Well, because I love you, but
having
I'm
a
also
good time.
taunting you.
Yeah, okay. That's what I felt. I knew you were taunting me a little bit.
And, I'm sending a buddy of mine from college a Robert Cray video because we saw Robert Cray back in the day at the Wright Center in Florida. Just great night until this lady right in front of me. 70s. And by 70s, I mean not like low 70s, like mid to late 70s, okay? Secretly taping on her phone the lady in front of her, also in her 70s-ish. Because the lady was having a good time raising her arms and dancing in her seat, which is what you do at a concert. Mm-hmm. Especially if you pay good money to go see a group that you like, you dance and have fun and sing. This is like a 70-something-year-old lady secretly recording her, like holding her phone close to her chest and recording her and then sending it to, I don't know, people, social media.
I'm a little confused by that.
Bro, it was disturbing, okay?
Here's what I naturally thought it was. If a lady was recording another lady, maybe there was a husband involved, and maybe she was getting
No. That's a great observation, but no, it was just the lady. It wasn't like the lady and the person she was with.
Okay.
It was just the lady, and she was clearly taking videos of her when she would like start dancing and go crazy. You know?
Okay, maybe she was a co-worker and was trying to.
No, they didn't know each other.
Okay.
They 100% didn't know each other.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
Hey.
So I had a
Seems
little conundrum. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Well, the first thing I thought was, how catty do you have to? And believe me, I know we're on the heels of following the heels, the ladies in the heels, and I love the ladies in the heels. But what is it with why are women so catty like that? Why can't you just have a good time? That's number one, okay? Mm-hmm. Number two, I actually had a little conundrum when she left to go get something. I thought I probably should have told the lady in front of her, hey, the girl behind you. She's taping you and sending you to somewhere, to someone, or some social media site making fun of you.
My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. That's
you don't want any part of it.
I don't want no parts of it.
The better part of me said just stay out of it.
There you go.
That's a good point.
Good point.
And my brother and his wife said just stay out of it.
Mm-hmm. Go with your gut.
That's like, is that not disturbing?
That's a little weird. That's a little weird. Yeah.
I'm talking high 70s, not low 70s, mid 70s, lady. High 70s.
Well, you expect that kind of interaction with the younger kids. They do that kind of stuff.
Yes.
They videotape each other partying.
If it was 17, yes, of course.
Yeah, but not older. They should know better by now. What's your take on that, Coach? Coach is looking at it
you
like,
bring me in because I'm going to be 77 in a week.
Saying, what's your take on that?
You're telling me, listen.
But you look 65, 63.
Well, I don't know about that, but listen. I just read an article about a guy that was having a divorce.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And a very bad divorce, and the guy had money, and he was harassing his ex-wife by putting out on Facebook and these different social media posts that if I will pay you X amount of dollars more based on what kind of pictures you can bring back on me, on her, for me.
Wow.
This is a little disturbing, Dave. We've now gone from, this is odd what this lady's doing, to a wild left turn to disturbing with you.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, why would a 70-year-old woman tape another 70-year-old woman having a good time?
Oh,
Obviously,
my God. I mean,
she
she's
must
just
be an
literally-
ultra-conservative compared to an ultra-liberal.
Whatever it is, we're not going down that road either, Dave, because we all know where that ends.
Yeah, exactly.
All I'm saying is, like, the lady's just having fun, man. She's just dancing and holding her arms up, and the other lady's, like, making fun of her to her friends, and I'm like, that's the problem with this world today, Leon.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I just wanted to get, all right, I'm off the soapbox now, okay? Let's go back to sports. I was just annoyed as hell by that.
The main point is, did you enjoy the concert?
Oh,
or
it was
did
phenomenal.
it make you miserable
It was
watching the lady
absolutely
in front of
phenomenal,
you?
and I was taunting Leon. I was taunting Frangie, who's on vacation, by the way. And Frangie was all mad because he was like, I'd be there right next to you if I was here. So it was just a phenomenal time at the
That's
concert. And
great.
again, if you're going to go anywhere to watch a show, go to Daly's Place. God, it's just unreal. All right, it's XLP. It's a Tuesday. It's the summer. We're less than 2 weeks away from the start of training camp. We are literally 6 days away from the start of SEC Media Days. But I wanted to get into something that we kind of attacked last year, and we kind of make fun of it, and now it comes out again, and I see a little trend, Leon. I see a little trend, Coach, that I don't like. I don't like at all. The NFLPA released its annual report card. In other words, the players give the teams grades from A to F on various categories. Okay. Last year we had a big problem because the team said the players said the team didn't value family. All right. So the report this year in the Jaguars players, and the key breakdown of the categories here, treatment of families, D-, which is 24th in the league, okay? Now, the reason they gave them a D-, the players gave them a D-. The Jaguars players gave the Jaguars organization a D- for treatment of players, of families, excuse me. The Jaguars are one of 12 teams that do not provide a family room.
Right.
They do provide childcare on game day. Now, the team started offering childcare this past season, which players say is an improvement. However, some players feel like the offering needs to be improved. Players report that it is, quote, unreliable and isn't worth bringing their kids to. Now, look, somebody has to say this, okay? So I'm going to be the one to say this because apparently I'm the bad negative guy when it comes to the Jags. You make millions upon millions of dollars and you want the league, you want the team to provide childcare for you? Here's an idea. Either find someone yourself, a private childcare, or your family can watch your kids. How about that?
Mm-hmm. No, listen. When you said it, the first thing I thought was I'm sure the Jaguars have something for immediate family. Wife, kids, and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
You can't take it in consideration. Cousins, uncles, aunties, half cousins, half brothers. You can't take that into consideration because they go to games too. And if they're not treated, if they're not accommodated well, they tell the player, hey, we went to this, we didn't do that, whatever. I'm just telling you. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know because I was in that situation.
I'm telling you.
All right.
SOF is what I'm telling you. Without the T. That's what I'm telling you, okay? Because if I go to Steve Griffin, who runs the radio station here, okay, our boss Steve Griffin, and I say, Steve, I didn't do my show today. I'm going to bring my kid in here, and it's on you to watch him. To provide for childcare.
I agree. You're right.
He'd laugh at that.
Well, I'm just saying that was an initial issue when I was here in Jacksonville because so many of my family, when I came back to Florida, wanted to go to the games. Aunties, uncles, half cousins,
right.
all those kind of people. All right, until I got a box, and then when I got a box, you're all good. As far as
so you're saying that falls under the family room idea?
Yeah.
So it's not just child care; it's also family care.
Family care.
Goodness gracious!
Here's my deal.
From the coaching side of it, Mr. NFL head coach.
Yeah, let me tell you. First of all, the daycare, that's ridiculous. I mean, they have to be able to provide their own daycare. That's no big deal.
Plus, you're a mother and you're a father.
Yeah,
deal with it.
Yeah. So now the family thing was a big deal in Dallas. It wasn't in Jacksonville because there was no place for it because we were in the stadium when I was here.
Right.
But in Dallas and in Cleveland, they had a room set up to where the families could go after the ball game. And here's where it was important. it gave the coaching staff, especially, and the players an opportunity to decompress after a ball game before they had to go out into where there were fans to get to their car.
Got it.
Okay? And the one time they didn't do it for me because I was mad after a ball game, I got sued because I got into an altercation with a fan.
You got sued.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right up until the day of the suit, and the guy dropped it because he couldn't get enough money from the Cowboys. But that's really, honestly,
Do we need to get into
game.
that?
Well, no, it was actually a game, and one thing you know, and Leon will attest to this, when you're in a bad season, I don't know, you didn't have very many bad seasons, so maybe you don't attest to that. But the year that Barry got let go,
Right.
we were 6-10.
Right.
And towards the end of the season, what games are really important if you're going to keep your job. And usually when the head coach goes, you go.
Right.
So I was a defensive coordinator, okay? And the very first play of the game, Troy throws an interception for a touchdown. Next series, he throws another interception, goes to the 10-yard line. They take it in. We lose a game something like 17-14.
And you as the
So
DC
I knew
were
the game.
hot.
I knew it was over. We were getting fired.
Right.
So I go up to the family room. Everybody else is in there eating, having a good time. The families, they're not really having a good time, but they're eating.
Yeah.
Post
game. Yeah.
And I get up there and I looked at my wife and I said, I'm out of here. Because I didn't want to see anybody do anything. Well, I walk down. I'm walking out. And there's a guy sitting there about Leon's size.
Mm-hmm.
And he's sitting there on the outside of a limo. And he's on the phone.
Right.
And he's saying that Ernie Zampese doesn't know his butt for a hole in the ground, right? Mm-hmm. So I keep walking. Now, you have to walk through where the fans are coming from the family room down to where the private parking is for the staff and the players.
Let me interrupt real quick. This is,
Yeah.
by the way, hothead Paisan Campo walking through the
So
did you have the perm or no perm back then?
Oh, I had the
the perm. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm setting it up for everybody.
So as I'm walking, I'm going to walk by the guy.
Right.
I'm thinking to myself, the guy probably had a bet on the game and, the whole works.
Right.
Well, I get by him, and all of a sudden I hear behind me, and that Campo is worse. So I turn around, right?
Right.
And I start walking towards him. Well, he snaps the phone down, and here he comes.
He comes toward you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
And so now I'm going towards him, right? I get about 6 feet from him, okay? He gets in a stance like this.
Like he wants to fight you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He knew it was you.
So I start thinking, first of all, am I going to get my butt kicked, number one?
Mm-hmm.
Or number two, am I going to get fired immediately for getting
Right.
into a fight with a fan on the field, off
Right.
the field? So I said, whatever, and I turn around and I'm going to go to my car.
He knew it was you, though.
Oh, yeah, he
Okay.
knew who it was.
Okay.
And I'm going to start to my car. Well, he then says, and you're nothing but a pussy too.
Ooh.
Well, that's it. I got my briefcase. I dropped the briefcase. I turn around. Here I come. I'm going to start the whole thing off by kicking him you know where.
Right. Right.
About that time, a cop steps in front of me, plainclothes cop.
Right.
He says to the guy, you go your way. Campo, you go your way. So it ends. Well, the cop walks me all the way to the car, and he says, listen, I saw the whole thing. If anything happens, here's my number, whatever. I saw the whole thing. A week later, the Cowboys get a thing in the paper. I'm getting sued
For what?
for I scared the guy, right? Harassment,
Oh,
right?
my God.
So Steve Hoffman, when he hears that, the kicking coach hears that, he walks in, everybody's laughing. He says, hey, Campo got sued. He got sued because he scared this guy.
So 5'7" Campo scared 6'4".
6'4", 275 pounds. Well, the guy was the limo driver for the richest man in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
So my point being, that's a long story. I think we got to go to a break.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
The point of the whole thing was the fact that we, that the family room was there for a reason.
Long story short, there's the family room. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for the family room. However, I will say this: when you're looking at this survey they did with players, it doesn't sound like. I mean, it's the family room, yes, but the big issue with them sounds like the idea of the childcare and that it's offered on game day. They just started to offer it. However, that it needs to be improved. Players report that it's unreliable and isn't worth bringing their kids to.
Yeah,
so I don't know that this is family room. I think this is more about, hey, watch my kids.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Honestly, at that point, you just say, that's not happening, man.
Leave your badass kids at home. How about that?
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody thinks they have good kids.
Yeah.
Everybody. But not all of them do have them. I mean, in my situation, my daughters were 6, 3, and my son was 1. Guess what? I hired a babysitter to watch them. Or my wife hired a babysitter to watch them while I played the game. When I came back home, they were good, nice, and secure. Or a family member that comes, because everybody in your family ain't coming to the game. You got an auntie, you got a grandma, someone going to come to the game just to see the kids. So have them come and spend time with the kids. I mean, don't put that on the organization. They got enough stuff to have to deal with. They have to be worried about your kids running around, baby kids running around, messing up the stadium.
Bro, SOF without the T.
Hey,
and we are going to tie this all the way back to that and the collapse from 8-3 because there is a connection to that. Trust me, people. There is. All right, it's a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday here on XL Primetime. Come on back. It's Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, Joe Campo, our coach, Dave Campo, our coach, and RJ Saunders. It's XL Primetime.
XL Primetime's coach Dave Campo is brought to you by Bold City Heating and Air. Online at boldcityac.com. Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Jeff Prosser.
There is no fountain of youth!
Dan Hicken.
What?
The Drill.
They came together as a team.
Mornings
I'd rather win.
on 1010XL.
Did we win?
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJAX.com.
This summer, click into easier yard cleanup with same-day delivery from the Home Depot. Click into clearing overgrown grass or weeds with effortless gas-like power. And click into the convenience of a battery platform compatible with over 250 tools with the Milwaukee M18 fuel trimmer, now for just $199. Click into power with 4th of July savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m., subject to availability.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Hey folks, Hicken here for Zero Res. You and I know Zero Res loves cleaning carpets in your home. But did you know Zero Res can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, Suggest to the boss they call Zero Res. For the month of July, Zero Res offering 20% off all commercial carpet cleaning. Call Zero Res, and they'll come out and give you a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. Zero Res, man, you spell it forward. Zero Res, you spell it backwards. Zero Res, it's the right way to clean.
Mia here, and we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino? Canceled because real life came calling. MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. The live casino is so easy to use. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action's in the palm of your hands and you don't even need to wear pants. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL. A revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. Sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Baloo for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
You could win your share of over $450,000 in cash and prizes at the 5-star Greater Jacksonville Kingfish Tournament. The fun starts July 13th with the inaugural kickoff beach tournament with a $50,000 cash first prize. There's a junior offshore tournament and one for the lady anglers. Best of all, the general offshore tournament winner takes home a 28T contender with twin 200 Yamahas. Register today at kingfishtournament.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and summer is here on the First Coast. You know, long days, short sleeves, and soaring temperatures that can do a number on your AC. If you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Hope is not a plan, so do what I did and plan ahead with an expert AC tune-up from Fenwick Home Services to avoid those costly summer breakdowns. Fenwick has you covered with same-day service, including maintenance plans, free same-day estimates, and guaranteed repairs. Book your expert tune-up today and avoid costly breakdowns tomorrow. Plan ahead instead of hoping for the best. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com. That's FenwickHomeservices.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, Campbell's going to get us all run out of here, by the way.
I apologize for my vernacular.
It's XL Primetime. It is a Beaver Chevy and Beaver Toyota Tuesday here on XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders, and, of course, our coach, Dave Campo. So I wanted to go back to this NFLPA report card because I think this thing ties into 8-3 last year. To 8-3 and then the complete collapse to 9-8 and losing to one of the three worst teams in the NFL in the last week of the season with the playoffs on the line, with a chance to go to the playoffs and tanking. So this ties back to that, okay? There are numerous categories in this survey, and there's, we could go over all of them, and I can explain, like food and cafeteria is a B-, nutrition and dietitian is a B, training staff's a B+, weight rooms A, strength coaches B+, team travel B, all this stuff, okay? By the way, before we go any further, these guys being NFL players are the most pampered players of all time.
I agree.
of all time.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Entitled.
Right. And they should. I mean, honestly, they should be for the sport they play and the fact that they're in a car accident every single play. They probably should be. Okay? I have no problem with that.
They should be.
Well, they should be taken care of is what I'm saying. They shouldn't be SOF without the T.
Okay.
All right? And so I want to tie this back to 8-3, and I want to ask Dave about this because Dave, of course, is the former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys not so long ago. So one of the categories is head coach. And while they gave Doug Peterson an A-, the subset of this survey, there were two little parts of the subset. 80% of the players, okay? That means 20% of the players did not agree with this. 80% of the players feel head coach Doug Peterson is efficient with their time. So 20% of the players don't feel he's efficient with their time. That's 24th in the NFL. 24th out of 32 teams. The players also feel that Doug Peterson is somewhat willing to listen to the locker room. Somewhat. That's 22nd overall. Now, I say to you guys, Leon, number one, you've been saying now for 6 months something happened in that locker room, and there's a problem in that locker room. And this, to me, if you've got 1/5 of your team that doesn't think the coach is efficient with their time, so that's a problem. And then if they feel like the head coach is somewhat willing to listen to the locker room, 22nd overall out of 32 teams in the league, that also might be a little bit of a red flag.
What are we talking? We're talking about 20% of the guys think that Doug Peterson is not efficient.
Is not efficient with the time.
Well, you got to think about who these players are first and foremost, all right? Because this could be a scout team. This could be guys coming off the base, disgruntled guys. It could be, no offense, Hollis and Barker. It could be kickers and punters. It could be those type of guys.
Do that to them.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm being for real. I mean, he's 20%.
They're people too, you know.
They are people too, but I'm telling you that 20% of the guys could be anybody. It could be.
It also could be a dude.
It could be a dude. It could be a dude. You know, he could be in there somewhere. But I mean, first of all, let me just say this. All right,
because this is anonymous. This whole survey is anonymous.
First of all, they don't work hard enough. All right. Okay, let me just go ahead and put that out there. They've gotten a lot of time in which they work. All right. It was collectively bargained that they can't work a certain amount of hours anymore.
Yeah.
Right, Coach?
Yes, absolutely.
Back in the day, 6 to 6. That was our time, 6 to 6. We're gonna get them 12 hours in. All right, these cats don't do that kind of stuff anymore. So I mean, the coach's timetable with the players is so precious
and so finite. Really.
It's so finite that they've got to make sure that they connect with the ones that are going to play and connect.
It's almost it's like a demanding to be efficient.
And I'm thinking that the 80% of the guys that said Doug, those are the guys that are going to be playing meaningful plays on Sundays.
Okay. So you don't connect that to the problem. You think there was a locker room problem.
I don't think so. I mean, the 20% could be anybody, bro.
Okay, but then when you hear that the players feel that Peterson only somewhat is willing to listen to the locker room, which is 22nd out of 32.
Once again.
Same thing.
Once again, these same guys.
Okay, so you think the whole locker room thing is leadership?
Yeah, leadership. Absolutely. That you had the type of collapse that you have as a team down the stretch because you didn't have enough guys on the team to say, okay, fellas, look, offensive side, defensive side, enough's enough. All right, we got to win one freaking game to get in the playoff. Let's get it done. There wasn't enough of those guys in the locker room saying that kind of stuff is the reason why they went home packed.
Okay, so then I'm going to turn to you, Dave, because with in this sport, in basketball and baseball, in all sports, and really in jobs, you got to have an edge to you. You got to have an edge to succeed and get by and get past others that are, frankly, as good as you or better than you. And it just seems like that edge was not there for them last year, especially in the last 6 games of the season.
Yeah, and I agree with Leon from the standpoint that who knows who those 20% are. Problem is if the 20% were all on defense and they go down the tube, then you got a problem. And I think the biggest thing is that I think the one thing you have to guard against as a head coach, you've got to be tough enough yet hug their neck when they do good. And I think that's missing sometimes because, for example, I go back to Dallas because I was there for 18 years.
Right.
The struggles they have now, since they hadn't been to the Super Bowl since, I left and, back in the day, Super Bowl 30, which is a long time ago.
Right.
In the city, they are so revered that they can go, see, do, get anything they want. And I think there's an entitlement there.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that can be an effect when things are not going well. when it's a big situation, I liken it to the Yankees a little bit, as I said earlier.
Right.
Because, Aaron Boone's getting the butt kicked, and I don't agree with a lot of it, but he's getting his butt kicked because he is not a grinder that some of the guys don't have that edge when it's a critical situation, like we mentioned. And that could be part of it. I just think that, you don't know who those guys are, just like Leon said.
Yeah, Coach, but the Cowboys, sort of say, are living off the house that y'all built.
Yeah.
A lot of the privileges that they enjoy are built upon the mansion that y'all set, the foundation. They're still living off 30 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a long time, absolutely. I mean, and the same could be said here in Jacksonville, sort of say. All right?
Yeah, that's right.
Because here in Jacksonville, the older dudes that back in the day, guys that went on that we're revered.
Yes,
absolutely. We're thought about, and until the new Jaguars do something about it to change the public's point of view about us, like winning the Super Bowl, we're going to always be the favorites within the community, and because at that time period we were new, we were fresh, and we won. Right. And we won consistently. And we made it to 2 championship games. It should have played in the Super Bowl in '99.
Well, maybe I'm an excuse guy to a certain extent.
Somebody has said that before,
I still feel that the biggest problem with the 8-3 going to, I was going to say something, but I can't say it because I don't want to get bleeped again. But all I can say is that I think the injury to the quarterback and the injuries to the offensive line and not having cohesion and all that stuff on the defensive side of the ball, I don't have an answer. And that's where I'm saying that, it kind of depends on who you got over there, what leadership you have, and some of that kind of stuff.
Okay, so let me go at it from this angle then, and this is for both of you, okay? I want to get back to that idea of you got to have an edge. You got to have the edge. You look at successful teams. The Chiefs have an edge. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, the best player in the league. But those guys, that team muscles down and makes key plays all the time on both sides of the ball. The Patriots, when they were big, doing the same thing, right? You look at everywhere in NFL. If you're talking about elite teams, they impose their will when it's important. Look at college football. Alabama had an edge. Georgia has an edge. Michigan last year had an edge. Your teams at Miami, you guys were Edge City, man. And again, you had players, but there are countless examples of NFL teams and college teams with elite players that didn't win when it mattered. So then that's the question is, how do you get that edge?
Well, I mean, it doesn't start on Sunday. I tell people all the time I learned how to be a champion at Miami because our practices were harder than the games. We competed every day. Every day your scholarship was on the line. Every day your position was on the line. And every day I had to go up against the number 1 defense in the country. Every day, middle drill, inside run, team, period, blitz period, one-on-ones, individual drills. We competed. We competed to the part where when we came on Saturdays, the games were easy. But you got to develop that mentality and that edge that you're referring to in practice. Absolutely, and I don't know how you simulate it now,
right?
Because everything's so watered down now. I mean, when you go out to the practice, everything's watered down. Only time I see these teams go at it pretty good is team period. All right, individual period they're only or maybe one-on-ones. But team period. And then, of course, the DBs, they do 7-on-7 with the wide receivers, so they go at it a little bit. But I'm saying you've got to be able to simulate that toughness, that mental toughness in practice, so that when it comes to the games, it's second nature. You've got to get your body and your mind acclimated to that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the games, it's second nature. You're not thinking, you're reacting. That's the important part.
So how do you do in this world of you've got X amount of time with these guys, and the CBS age, you've got X amount of times, and you can't do this and you can't do that, Dave. How do you get them to the point where, and you clearly you're going to do this in training camp because you've got to, this is where it's got to happen. You've got to set that foundation in training camp. So we are less than 2 weeks away from camp beginning. How do you get that mindset into that team that last year, tanked the season?
I think that was a learning experience last year, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's an emphasis. It's an emphasis by the coaching staff. It's an emphasis by the leaders. If a guy's not doing things right, you gotta question him on it. And Dewey said this the other day. I heard him on some show. Wingard made the statement that I think we're a better team when we've got a chip on our shoulder and we're an underdog. So he's saying this year is going to be different. Mm-hmm. And there is something to that. I think that, they have to have that edge. That part of it is we're always the underdog. We're going to line up and we're going to play, and they're going to know who we are at the end of the ball game. And that's the edge, I think, that's the difference.
And that's sad to think about, to be quite honest with you, because I said it last year when they were stumbling towards the end. I said this team doesn't know how to handle success.
Yeah,
they get some attention. They don't know how to separate fandom from football.
Learning experience. Hopefully that's what it was.
Your edge should be, I want to win the game. That's what your edge should be. But
listen, with social media and everything, a lot of these players, I'm not going to say who, a lot of these players can't separate fandom from football. They want to combine the two. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, people will love you on social media, but they ain't why you here. That's not why you're here. You're here to play ball.
It's the human condition that we were talking about yesterday.
Ball.
That's the problem.
Listen, I told you, there were two types of football players, right? There's those who love the game and those who love what the game brings them. And I'm talking about the material stuff.
Yeah,
there's guys who love the game of football, love it. And there's guys who love what football brings.
That's what Doug is trying to bring in when he talks about character and guys that have been with winning programs and know what it takes to win and all those kind of things. And I'm hopeful that that's going to be, you got more of what Leon talks about, leadership with those kind of guys. The Armsteads, the Morses, guys that have been around really good programs. And I think that's the biggest thing. And to be honest with you, when you look at a football team, it's kind of like life.
Yeah.
To me, you got the guys that are up here that they're going to want to win at all costs. Mm-hmm. And you got the guys down here at the bottom that don't have that. The guys in the middle are the ones you got to reach, because you're never going to reach those guys that are down the bottom, and you don't want any of those guys on your
They circle
team.
off the roster all the time.
Yeah, you got to get rid of those guys
Yeah.
and take that group in the middle, and these guys up here have to cause them, including the coaching staff, to rise.
Yep.
That to me is the key to the whole thing.
All right, so we're going to come back and we're going to talk more about this whole human condition, because I think, Dave, you're a perfect guy to get into with this. We talked a little bit with Denny about this yesterday, how it's, and I'm not making excuses for these guys, because believe me, you know me with players, but they're definitely, I really believe that one of the reasons why, not just the Jags, many teams that don't reach their potential, it's because of what happens off the field, because the way you live your life off the field directly impacts the way you play on the field. Now I want to talk to you about that. All right, it's a Beaver Chevrolet and Beaver Toyota Tuesday here on XL Plea. Come back on the other side, and we'll get deep into this with Dave Campo and Leon Searcy.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
There's a new one-stop shop for all things Florida State. Subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles YouTube channel, up-to-the-minute updates, analysis, and more. Plant the spear and subscribe to 1010XL Seminoles channel today.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Did you know a metal roof from Prime Roofing will last 2 to 3 times longer than a shingle roof? If you want a better roof, think metal. Think Prime Roofing. Schedule your free estimate today at primeroofingfl.com. That's primeroofingfl.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
AC replacement? If your AC unit is ready to go kaput, then it's time to call Florida Home AC. With over $3,000 in tax credits waiting for you on select systems, take advantage of it. Call 777-4300. Get Florida Home AC to cool you off.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com. where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
July 9th, 1988, pitching legend Nolan Ryan for the Astros is the seventh to win 100 games on 2 teams. The Astros beat the Mets 6-3 that day.
You go into your shower feeling, but as soon as you reach for the Irish Spring, your day immediately gets better. That crisp, fresh, unmistakable Irish Spring scent zings your brain and awakens your senses. So when you finally emerge from the shower, 37 minutes later, because you pay the water bill so you can stay in there as long as you want, you're ready to take on the day and smell great doing it. Irish Spring Body Wash and Bar Soap. Fresh, green, Irish. Shop now at Walmart.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have been helping first-time home buyers with their mortgage financing all over Florida for 34 years. First-time home buyers can get no or low down payments, anywhere from 0 to 3.5% down. As a first-time home buyer with Trustline Mortgage, you get added benefits for doing your loan with us, like lower rates on your mortgage insurance and lower closing costs. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Trustline gives first-time home buyers better mortgage interest rates? Here's the bottom line. Trustline Mortgage wants to help first-time home buyers accomplish your goal of home ownership. That's why Trustline Mortgage is offering the best first-time home buyer benefits around, period. Trustline Mortgage delivers with no and low down payments, lower closing costs, and better interest rates. Call Trustline Mortgage today at 381-LOAN. Yes, 381-LOAN to find out how we can help you buy your dream home. Or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing opportunity. MLS number 331480.
Let's go! Help cheer your Sharks on to victory as they battle the Green Bay Blizzards in exciting IFL football action this Saturday, July 13th, 7 o'clock in the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Now, check out our new family pack. You get 4 tickets, 4 vouchers, and a $25 Al's Pizza gift card. It's a great deal. To purchase yours or to get more information, call 904-621-0700. And ho, ho, ho! Who's ready for Christmas in July?
A little Christmas music, maestro?
Whether you're on the naughty or nice list, come out and support your Sharks. You never know, you might get a chance to say hi to Santa.
It's almost Christmas.
All we want for Christmas is a Sharks win. Check out our post-game autograph session and see if the players and dancers are asking for the same present as you.
Let's go!
Don't miss the fun and excitement of Sharks football this Saturday, July 13th. For tickets, go to jacksharks.com or call 621-0700. That's 904-621-0700. Let's go!
Let's go!
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Summer's here, so let's talk about something sizzling, making a Bacon 180 with a Waken 180. Imagine dropping pounds while still enjoying that crisp, savory goodness. Well, it's on the menu at Awaken 180, and one of the many reasons I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180 weight loss. I did it all while still enjoying so many of my favorite foods. The difference is, my coach showed me how to enjoy those foods the right way. Chicken, steak, pork, lobster, they're all on the menu. Awaken 180 caters to any diet or taste profile. Vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, even flexitarian. I'm not kidding. That's a thing. They're all covered. The bottom line, if you want to lose weight fast and safe and keep it off with lifetime coaching, then make your own Bacon 180 with the Awaken 180. Do what I did, Mike Dempsey and Hacker, and more than 21,000 others online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Patrick Young, inviting you to the Florida SBDC's Network Small Business Success Summit, August 19th and 20th at the Sawgrass Marriott in Ponte Vedra. If you're ready to learn, network, and be inspired, I'll be delivering a keynote message you won't want to miss. Secure your spot today by registering at floridasbdc.org. Hey, there's no time to waste. Right now is the right time. I hope to see you at the Small Business Success Summit in August.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Woo, I'm telling you, at some point we're going to do maybe we should do this for subscribers. If you subscribe and pay $9.99 a month, you can listen to us during the breaks, because that's the great conversations. We're going to get into what we were talking about as well. I told you when we left last break, that we were going to get into the human condition side of football and finding that edge. It's XLP on a Tuesday, a Beaver Chevrolet and Beaver Toyota of St. Augustine Tuesday. They're here to wow you. We are here to wow you today. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders, Joe C. on a well-deserved vacation. We've got our coach, Dave Campo, in here. So, Dave, at the end of last segment, I said I wanted to get into the human condition side of this, and we were talking with Denny about this yesterday, Denny Thompson, our quarterback whisperer. And it's I don't think there's any question about this, and every coach I've ever talked to says this, and it's literally like one of their mortal rules. It's number one with a bullet rule. The way you live off the field directly translates to the way you play on the field. And if those two things don't mesh, and if for some reason there's conflict there, you're going to have a lot of problems.
Yeah. And that can happen. Families, the wife wants to be involved,
Right.
And she has her agenda as well. And that sometimes can cross over, but to me, there is a lot about life like that. For example, if you, growing up, had things handed to you for your entire life,
Bronny James,
you kind of expect it,
right?
Okay, and we talk about Trevor a little bit, and by the way, if you're a good enough competitor, there is a way you can kind of erase that, push that back,
right?
Because you figure it out if you're smart enough that I can't live that way for my whole life. I can't be expecting people to hand me anything. And that's what you're hoping with Trevor, that he has been so successful for all those years.
Yeah, nothing was handed to him. He was just so good and the best guy in the field every time he went out.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Right.
And then at the same time, if as growing up, your room was a mess, your organizational skills on getting ready for a ball game might not be as good as they should be.
Right.
Because that's the way you lived your life. And that's what you're saying. It's kind of how you live off the field makes a difference in how you live on the field. The biggest thing a player has to do is he has to be a husband at home. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning, when he has to go to the building, when he hits that building, it's all about what's going on in that building.
The switch has to flip.
It has to flip. Yeah.
All right, Leon, so we talk to you about this all the time, and how do you get to the point as a player where you can flip that switch? That's number one. And number two, this is, I guess, prior to that, because you were the elite at your level in college.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor's been the elite since he stepped on the field in the 8th grade. He's been the guy in the field every time he's got on the field, and then he gets to the NFL, and it's no longer that way anymore. How difficult was it for you to step on the field and realize I'm no longer the big dog in this field?
Well, I mean, Trevor's got to want to dive into the deep end of the water and not swim in the shallow part. And I've been around great players, and one thing I know about great players is that they're focused. All right, they don't care who they offend, they don't care who gets mad, they don't care who gets upset. They're tunnel vision focused on being great.
I love those guys.
And they upset people. They drop some people by the side. They piss off some people, but they don't care. They absolutely
That's
do not
sports
care.
and life, by the way. I love those guys.
They care. And anything average or mediocre does not live in their life, does it? And Rod Woodson, Monty Dawsons, Kevin Greens, those type of guys. Those guys, they're going to do whatever it takes to be at their very best every day.
You know what those guys are? Those guys live by the credo of good is the death of great.
Yeah, they win every day. They win every day. And
you're not going to find all those guys on your team.
No, you're not. You're not.
Those guys are the guys that have to drive the team.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that have to lift the middle, correct?
Absolutely.
And listen, if the coaching staff pays a lot of attention to mannerism and character and guys in leadership, and the coaching staff knows that those guys are going to rise the tide. They're going to rise, like Coach said, they're going to rise the middle part off.
Yeah.
Because the locker room, I'm telling you, I don't like it because it's a social club, all right? And it's not for the meek. It's not for the faint of heart, all right? Because there's nothing more damning to a player than when your teammate telling me you're not getting it done. There's nothing. A coach can turn on film and say you this or that or whatever play. Like, okay, yeah, coach. But if a teammate roll up on you and say, hey, bro, we need something. We need more out of you.
You know what they need? They need this right here.
They need more out of you.
They need this.
I told you.
Hang on. Hit it, RJ. They need this.
Hey, guys, that's a embarrassment out there. That's a damn embarrassment. We can't block anybody up the now we're hugging the ball early. Junior League.
That's what you're talking
Somebody's got to get their attention. And I'll tell you, Jack, I am tired of being a guy who's got to run down everybody's damn throat all the time. Why don't we have a coach that gets over there and does something about it? Instead, we want to go over and pat everybody on the ass, and they haven't done a job all night. Guys out there off, and nobody says anything about it. We got a head coach that won't say anything about it. We got coaches offensively that won't do anything about it. I mean, enough's enough. Babysitting's over.
Babysitting's over. That's Troy Aikman. But that's exactly what you were talking about. He's walking down the line to the offensive lineman screaming at him.
Yeah, I mean,
enough's enough.
Enough's enough. I mean, and then I'm telling you, you take it to heart when your teammate tells you you're not getting it done.
Did Brew ever walk down the line and yell at the offensive lineman?
No.
Well, you guys also weren't
that bad.
To be fair, you guys weren't like this offensive line. But he's also a guy who would. But he was not afraid to get in people's face.
No, absolutely no. Right. He was passionate about the game. But Brew was different, and I tell people this all the time when we were up against when we played the Broncos in the divisional round, right? When the Broncos we were up, I don't know, we were up by 3. All right, we were up 23-20 with like 5 minutes left to go in the game. And if we didn't go down and score if we had to go score a touchdown because we knew if we gave away the ball, he was going to.
It's over.
Over the game.
Yeah.
And it's loud in Mile High Stadium. It's loud and this and that. And Brunel runs into the huddle and says, "Hey guys, it's pretty fun, ain't it? Let's go ahead and win a ball game." And everybody just like.
I mean, that sense of peace over you guys must have been awesome.
Yeah, man, because we understood the magnitude of the game. It's the fourth quarter. It's 3 minutes to go.
That's really cool.
We're up by 3. We can't kick a field goal because you don't want to give John Elway the ball 2 minutes to go. We go down, and the greatest pass in Jaguar history.
To Jimmy Smith in the corner.
In the corner. That sealed the deal,
they
bro.
They pressed him inside the 20.
But it all started with Brew coming in the huddle and getting everybody at ease.
And his 29-yard run helped along with it, or 19-yard, whatever it was, down to the 15.
But it's and this is great for you too, because Mac Brown's told me the story a long time ago when he was at Texas in the USC game, the Rose Bowl. It was 05, the championship game in 05, and they're driving, and they're driving for the winning score, and they call a timeout for the 4th down, and everybody's nervous and. Everybody's screaming over the other guy saying, we should do this. And he said, he just grabbed him and said, hey, everybody stop. And everybody stopped. And he looked at him and he said, this is awesome, isn't it? And he said, the eyes just suddenly, everybody was like, all right, this is cool. The next play they go win because Vince Young did a Vince Young thing. Yeah. But the point I'm saying is you need those guys like Troy Aikman, number one.
Right.
But you don't need 50 of them. You just need like 2 or 3 of them that are guys that can, like you say, lift the middle class.
Yep.
But I think you also need a coach like that too, don't you?
Well, I think you need a coach that understands that it can't be roses every day. There's everybody's different. I know Andy Reid extremely well. And Andy is not one of those guys that is grabbing everybody all the time and telling them how good they are.
Right.
He is one of those guys that psychologically, at the right moment, knows when to say, hey, guys, enough's enough. Mm-hmm. And that's what you need. And it's got to be a number of times. It can't just be one time. It can't be when all of a sudden you're losing. Right. You come in and say, hey, it has to be in practice. You got to stop the practice. You got to say, we need to do this over, guys, because this isn't good enough. We're not going to win Sunday if you practice like this or whatever it is.
Right. So let me ask you this. We all laughed at Trent Baalke this offseason when he said you got to get stronger and what was it, stronger and more aggressive? More physical,
yeah.
Is that really just a euphemism for we got to get an edge?
Yeah.
Is that really what he's talking about?
Sure.
Is, hey, it's time to impose our will on people.
On other people. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree with that. I think that's right out there. And we were saying during the break, like Leon is a perfect example of who you want in the front 7.
Right.
On offense and defense.
Right.
Those guys are the guys that usually drive the football team because they're in crash every play.
Every play.
Mm-hmm.
And if those guys don't have dog in them, those DBs and those receivers, they're prima donnas.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Unless you have that one guy like you mentioned, I forget from Pittsburgh,
Woodson,
mm-hmm. or the receiver
from Jimmy.
No, he's a coach in the XFL now, or whatever.
Oh, you talking about Hines Ward?
Hines Ward.
Yeah.
Somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those guys.
Right, who was
but
a dog all the way
them,
back to Georgia.
A lot of them
yeah.
are not
Yeah.
like that. It's those front guys that drive the football team, in my opinion.
Yep, right.
But you got to get that.
You got to have that.
But if you're also, I know we need to go to break, RJ. Hang on. Also, though, if you suddenly start making $50 million a year, you got no choice now, man. Right? You literally have no choice. You can't be meek anymore.
Well, it's implied. Yes, it's implied.
Because you always say, well, you got to have the credentials, you got to have the resume.
Well,
Whether he has the resume or not, right now he's got the $50 million.
Yeah, he does. But his play has to elevate his play.
And real quick, one thing about that outburst by Troy Aikman, he wasn't like that all the time when we were winning.
Right.
Just remember that underdog, that bad feeling because you're not playing well brings that out in some of those guys too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I'm looking at this season like hopefully it's a learning experience for Trevor and some of the other guys that are on that ball club.
All right, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. How do they get the edge? Give us your thoughts on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosure, 904-641-1010. Come on back on the other side. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
She's here? Where is she?
Singing along to every word at the top of her lungs.
And what does that have to do with anything?
It has everything to do with anything.
Lauren Brooks.
I'm just getting started.
On Helmets and Heels from noon to 2.
Gosh, you're an upbeat lady.
On 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
It's the Big One sales event going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 per month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 per month. Arlington Pre-Owned has over 400 used cars in stock and more than 100 vehicles under $18K. And you even get 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. Shop the Big One sales event, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we are looking for top talent to join our team. If you are a plumber, CDL driver, or have experience installing septic drain fields, come join Duck Rooter and let's win together. We offer our players a full package that includes excellent weekly pay, paid holidays, health insurance, and new state-of-the-art equipment. Log on to duckduckrooter.com and click on the careers page to apply. That's duckduckrooter.com. Duck Rooter is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey there, all you sports dads rocking the best dad bod possible. We love seeing you eat tacos by the handful, and we love it when you bring your kids here too. For years, Lucy claimed that her favorite thing on the menu was sopapillas, the big scoop of ice cream. I know that's not a taco, but that never stopped her. I was shooting for Dad of the Year anyway, so I just let it happen. Takaloo's a great place to bring the family. There's something for everyone, as long as it starts with a taco. And a margarita for mom is always a good thing. At Takaloo in Jacksonville Beach.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Joe C. for the Preferred Group, Preferred Roofing, Preferred Builders, a full staff of professionals that have been in this Jacksonville community for a long, long time, and they're ready to answer all those questions. And you know what it's like when you're making big decisions. Well, they can be pricey, but you also want to make sure that you get with the people that can take care of you and deliver on what you're paying for. So if you're thinking about a brand new home, a remodel, addition, you want to look around, it could be commercial or residential, you can trust Preferred Builders. Log on, preferredbuildersjacks.com, and don't forget, if you need a roof, you definitely need to check out preferredroofingjacks.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O. If you want high quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJax.com.
I'm RJ Saunders with your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. For 1010XL, former Florida State Seminoles Darren Green Jr. and Raquan Gray will be on the San Antonio Spurs roster for this year's NBA Summer League. Both will look to turn heads as the Spurs will play one more game in the California Classic today against China before heading to Vegas on the 13th to square off against the Portland Trailblazers Summer League roster. Pro Football Network's Josiah Caswell gave his 5 bold predictions for the Jacksonville Jaguars for this upcoming season. His thoughts include that rookie Brian Thomas Jr. will surpass 1,000 yards in his rookie campaign, and despite the hype surrounding the Houston Texans, the Jaguars will reclaim the AFC South crown. Currently 91 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller. XL Primetime continues on 1010XL.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we're back on Primetime with Tuesday Primetime, brought to you by Beaver Chevrolet and Beaver Toyota of St. Augustine. I'm talking about getting that edge, the Jags getting that edge. And we hear you. Derek from Indiana on the text line. Look, it's got to be Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Armstead need to push that we're not here to play games. Week 1, when they go down to Miami, all that finesse they do down there in that offense needs to match with somebody hitting them in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. I like the way he thinks.
Don't disagree with that. Don't disagree with that. Now, this is a perfect segue to what I wanted to get into yesterday. We didn't have a chance because we were all over the Jags yesterday. The Miami-Florida game. Very similar situation when we're talking about getting an edge, gaining an edge, and executing. I've been saying this now for months. This game is gigantic. It's going to be the best game of the first week of the season. And I think you start listening now to national shows. You start reading national websites, and people are starting to come around to this. This is a big A game, Leon, and it's going to be huge on many, many levels. And I think the one thing I want to talk about is there was this significant movement that happened over the last week from Miami, close to your heart, Big Stars. But something that, again, has just been so engulfed and swallowed by the enormity that is the transfer portal, and the idea of the get-rich-quick idea of the transfer portal, that it's almost like we don't even notice it anymore. Miami landed 3 top 100 recruits in the last week. Three, including a 5-star tackle from Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. Susu, see if I'm saying this right. Susu Alofatoli. Susu Alafatoli.
Yeah, I told you about them Samoans now.
I know.
They ain't no joke now. They ain't no joke.
They don't fool around.
Don't fool around.
So this conversation kind of dovetails into the Miami-Florida game. And the fact that, look, it's the victory on the field is huge, okay? But I think the momentum and the idea of the hope in each coach. And again, you've heard me say it over and over, hope is not a plan. But if you are a fan, if you're an AD, if you're a president of Florida or Miami, this game is so big as far as the coach and where you're moving into the future. I don't know. Like, if Florida loses this game at home against Miami, that's going to be very difficult for them to come back from that. And I'll tell you why. Because the idea that something's being built there, you can say Billy Napier's a great recruiter all you want. Look at the numbers. You can say Mario Cristobal's a great recruiter, and you can see the numbers, okay? So let's just say this now. Miami is currently number 9 in the nation in the 247 composite sports recruiting. We talked about this yesterday. The Miami roster is it's loaded right now. Not only is Mario crushing high schools, the last 3 classes and this 4th class, he's killing the transfer portal too. So Miami's currently at number 9 in the nation. Florida is currently number 67 in the nation, last in the SEC in recruiting. Florida. In the state of Florida, in the state where there is no more elite Division I prospects anywhere in the country, any specific state other than Florida. Florida's it. Florida is it as far as elite Division I talent. They're last in the SEC in recruiting. And you can say all you want about, well, it's only July. I got news for you. This time last year, they had 20 recruits, and they were the top 3 class, and then they tanked the season, and that class tanked all the way to 15 or 16. And then it rose like to 13, I think, in the summer months. Right now, Alabama's almost done. They're a top 3 class. Georgia's almost done, top 5 class. All the biggies: Ohio State, LSU, Notre Dame. And you can't, if you're Florida and you lose that game, you're not pointing to, well, we're building something, because guess what? Cristobal's recruiting classes at Miami, number 16 in 2022 his first year, number 7 in 23, number 4 in 24, and now they're currently sitting at number 9. Florida's recruiting classes under Billy Napier, 18 in 2022, 13 in 23, 13 in 24, and now currently 67, last in the SEC, including behind Vanderbilt. You're not going to improve that number if you start the season by losing. You see what I mean?
That's what you mean. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
there's hope there for Mario Cristobal.
Yeah,
I'm not sure there's going to be hope there for Billy Napier. You lose that game.
Listen, I've known Mario since our playing days at the University of Miami. Even when he was a coach at Miami, all right, he was a hell of a recruiter. Even when he was at Alabama, he was offensive line coach. Great recruiter at Alabama. Absolutely. Nick loved him. All right, he went to Oregon. Great recruiter. So I knew when he came to Miami, I knew he was going to be in his backyard and in his stomping ground. He was going to do an outstanding job, and he has. He has. I've never ever questioned Mario in his recruiting, because he can sell. He can sell the kids on the program is going to ascend. The problem is we haven't seen it ascend.
Edge. That's the problem.
We haven't seen it ascend. All right. We've been. I don't want to say we've been given. As far as their play on the field, we've been given fool's gold. All right.
Yeah.
Year after year after year, we just thought this was the turn. This was the turn. Especially last year. I thought the turn, then you give me Georgia Tech. All right? You give me, not taking the knee, that kind of stuff. And that right there dissembled the whole season, to be quite honest with you. I mean,
crazy that one game will dissemble everything.
Absolutely. That one game dissembled the whole season. So now he has another opportunity. Now the question mark last year was, okay, Van Dyke wasn't the answer. Okay? He struggled, all right? And he didn't end up being what they thought they was going to be. Okay, now you got the kid, you got Cam Ward, consistent, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, from Wazoo, yeah. Mm-hmm. So now you got your quarterback. That's all I've been hearing is, and I've been getting reports from Miami. Big Searcy, where you at? Man, you should be down here in spring, bro. We got us one. now. And I was like, man, I don't want to hear that. I said,
Danny says the same thing.
I said, I don't want to hear that, bro. I said, I'm still outside. I'm not going in the store and buying nothing, all right, until I see the product on the field. That's the whole thing with Mario. Listen, I don't question Mark anything he does as a coaching staff. I don't question his recruiting. My question is, with all this amazing talent, how do you get all this amazing talent motivated to play lights out on Saturday? And that's what I haven't seen. I have not seen lights out Miami in over 2 decades.
Miami really hasn't had an edge for 2 decades, right?
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Now I'm gonna give you when Mark was here. When Ritz
Mark
was here.
Rick, yeah.
When Mark Ritz was here, I mean, he had back-to-back team-win seasons.
Right.
All right. He had propelled us to the number 2
But
team.
even then, that was fool's gold.
It was fool's gold a little bit too. Yeah, he propelled us to the number 2 team in the country. All right. So I gotta give Mark his props on that. So yeah, since then, man, I haven't seen, and we'll never see it. It's not fair to those kids to try to compare what we did back then. I just want them to create their own legacy, their own dynasty, that kind of stuff. And it starts with now you got a 12 playoff system.
Right.
All right. There's no excuse for not being there every year. I mean, if you're building something, and 9 or 10 wins get you in the playoff, you should. And I've seen the Miami schedule. I saw this schedule. You can't tell me that every year, if that schedule's going to look like that you can't give me 10 wins. You can't tell me that. You can't. I saw the Ball States, and I saw the Cows.
South Florida.
I saw the South Florida. There's no disrespect to any of those teams. I saw those. You can't tell me if you're going to get a schedule like that every year, and you got 12-team playoff that you can't give me 10 wins a season. If you can't do that, then what are you building? What are you building then if you can't give me that every year?
Okay, so this is the way I'm looking at this game. And I know we're still, a few months out from this thing. 2 months, actually. No, we're less than...
We're close, bro. 53 days.
We are less than 2 months. Less than 2 months away from that thing.
I've been counting.
Good grief. So here's the thing. I know you hate to hear this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think Miami can afford to lose the game because of the schedule, because the schedule's so easy, and because he has the backdrop of, look, I'm loading this place up with talented dudes. Now, conversely, Billy Napier can't afford to lose the game. Number one, because it's a loss in the first game of the season at home. That's brutal, with a brutal schedule ahead. But there's also, if you look at that, if Florida loses the game, the narrative shifts to this. The Gators are behind both FSU and Miami in the state on the field and in high school recruiting. So now you're staring there with a coach who just lost his season opener in Gainesville to a rival, the Canes, and you've got a brutal schedule ahead of you. And the noise is, in the words of the beautiful Ron Zook, the noise is already in the system about Billy Napier. How does that team respond from that loss if you lose that first game of the season? That's why I think that game, Florida is literally in a must-win situation in that game, the first game of the season. And I don't think Miami is.
I agree. Because they lose that game to Miami, there's the over-under on how many games till Billy's out is going to be on deck.
Well,
do you not agree?
No, I 100% agree with you. Not only that, I think it's if you lose that game after you've prepared 9 months for this team, and again, we said this a couple weeks ago, Florida prepared 9 months for Utah going on the road there, and they played their worst game of the season that game, right?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, you can say conversely, the year prior to that, they prepared 9 months for Utah at home and won the game.
Okay.
Beat a better Utah team.
Now, let me ask you this question. If they lose to Miami 23-21, how bad is it?
It's bad.
I
think any loss is bad.
Better than if they lose 35-7?
No, well, 35-7 is a travesty.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save grace. I'm saying if Billy takes it down to the fourth quarter and Miami kicks a field goal and they win the game,
it's bad. It's still
bad.
It's still
okay.
bad.
If you see some fight in them, and you see some fight in the team, because I'm sure they're going to fight, and it comes down to Miami kicking a field goal. They're down 20-21. They kick a field goal. They win 23-21. Is Billy still in the hot seat?
Listen to me. This is part of the problem of Florida football right now. They're settling. The idea is settling. And I'm going to take you back years ago when I first got my job at the Times-Union, a couple years into Spurrier's regime, 2 years after the 91 season. And I told my boss then, Mike Ritchie, that there's no way Florida should lose any more than 2 games under Spurrier every year. It's just, there's no way. The talent in the state of Florida, the way he coaches, there's no way. And he laughed at me and said, "You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. It's the SEC. What do you mean he shouldn't lose more than 2 games?" But if you're in the state of Florida and you can recruit the state of Florida like you should because you're the flagship university in the state, you're the university with all the advantages, more than Florida State and more than Miami. And as much as Florida State and Miami hate to hear that, it's the reality of the situation. Florida has all the advantages. If you can't get a coach that can take advantage of that can recruit the state and get the guys in the field and develop them, that's on you as a university, as a president, as an AD, that you can't find the right coach. So I look back at that statement that I made years ago, and it's still true. The Florida coach should go out there, and when you have a geographical recruiting footprint of the state of Florida, and you have all the money at that university, you have all those facilities, you have everything a player could want. If you're not winning at a high level, that's a big problem. And it's not where you go, okay, well, we'll give him 3 or 4 years. No, you don't give him 3 or 4 years. No. Especially now in this day and age of the transfer portal when you can win quickly. And I just look at, like, what would Mike Norvell do at Florida? What would Mario do at Florida? Right? Think about it that way. How good would those two guys be at Florida with all what they have behind them? So the idea now that Florida could lose that game and it's okay, they've got fight, that's embarrassing to hear that. And I'm not coming to you, I'm just saying in general. That's embarrassing to hear. Well, they fought hard. Think about it. Think about if you told Spurrier, yeah, you fought hard.
No, yeah, I can.
Think about telling Jimmy.
Yeah.
At Miami, yeah, you fought hard.
You're not going for it.
But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem right now is Florida is they've settled. They've settled on the idea of it's a tough league. It's hard to win in the SEC. We'd be happy to win 8 games. Cannot be that way.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
I mean, are you that way as a Cane fan?
I can't. I can't do that. But
as a Cane alum, are you that way?
I've been told by former Canes that Big Searcy, it's unfair to hold those kids to those standards because they're not the same kids we were. I'm like, the hell, they're the benefactors of the foundation.
Of the hard work you put into it, right.
Exactly. They're the benefactors. Why can't I hold them to the same standards that I was held to, that I held while I was there? And they're the benefactors of it. The new facilities, the new weight rooms, the new locker rooms, the NILs and all the other compartmental stuff that they get off of what the U was built off of.
You know why?
I say I'll never lower the bar.
You know why John Ruiz has given millions upon millions to Miami, and why he's funneling and supporting that NIL? Because he wants it to be like it used to be.
I know. He remembers.
You know why Condren and all those Florida boosters are giving money and millions? Because they want it to be like it used to be with Spurrier and with Tebow. That's why. So when you say you laid the foundation, you're exactly right. So I don't understand, and this is all part of where we are as a society. I don't understand what's wrong with expectations. What's wrong with saying, no, I expect to win a championship. I don't expect to say I'm okay with an 8-win season. And if you're not doing it, then guess what? I'll pay the $28 million and go bye-bye. I'll go get someone else. And I'm not trying to run Billy Napier off like Joe always makes fun of me. I'm not trying to run him off. It's the reality of the situation. If you do not win like you should win, and I'll say this again, imagine what Mike Norvell would do at Florida. Imagine what Mario would do at Florida. If you do not win like you should win, you shouldn't be coaching that university. Period. End of discussion. All right, we need to go to break. We'll come back on the other side. We're going to get more into Jags and maybe a little more college football as well. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. It's different here.
I can't tell you how glad it makes me to hear you say that.
Sports talk for the First Coast.
That's what I'm talking about.
1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
It's back. The Big One sales event is here, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Arlington has over 400 new Toyotas available. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and family vans. And that means now is the time to go big and go home in style. Plus, with every new Toyota purchase, you get Arlington's lifetime warranty and 30-day exchange program. But don't wait. The Big One sales event won't last long, so shop today. 10939 Atlantic Boulevard and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
David Lane here again for Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. After several surgeries for age-old issues, mainly my back and shoulders, there's no doubt that Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is my sustaining resource for living pain-free. Take it from me, and I'm being really honest here, there's no better orthopedic facility here in Jacksonville.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
How nice would it be not to worry about your AC unit for 10 years? What? Vaughn's Heating and Air, standing by their units for 10 years. Imagine not having to think about your AC unit for a decade. Vaughn's 10-year warranty covers the parts, labor, and refrigerant. Basically everything. No fictional problems that will cost thousands. This is legit. An AC unit with no repair costs. Wouldn't that be nice? So remember, if your AC unit won't turn on, just call Vaughn's. That's Vaughn's Heating and Air.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gates store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
This is big-time Boston season.
1010XL takes you to SEC Football Media Days.
They all have something unique to bring to the game.
Players, coaches, college football insiders. Brought to you by Southern Steer Butcher and Underwood Jewelers.
I love this game. I live this game.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open-air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie. Look, we've all been there before. A weekend trip to the casino canceled because real life came calling. Well, MyBookie's new and improved online casino is here to change the game. Dive into a truly realistic casino experience featuring the latest in slots, progressive jackpots, and live dealer action, all from the comfort of your own home. I love the live casino. The roulette is awesome. It's so easy and so much fun. Just go to MyBookie and click Live Casino at the top. You'll find live dealers ready to deal or spin just like you're at the casino. The MyBookie Casino provides a Las Vegas experience when the action is in your hands. Start at MyBookie today with a generous sign-up bonus using promo code 1010XL, and a revamped loyalty program ensures a host of exclusive VIP perks. So sign up and hit the casino with promo code 1010XL. The more you play, the more you win. Only with MyBookie.
Moms and dads looking for some serious summer fun for your kids? Then check out I-9 Sports Flag Football Tournament Series. It'll run through June and July, and you can put a team together and join in on the action. Ages 4 to 14. Go to i9sports.com for all the details. It's happening at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows at their brand new turf facility. If you've got a youth flag football team and want to put one together, get ready for the I-9 Sports Flag Football Tournament Series this summer. Check it out at i9sports.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Looking for a new or used firearm? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach will get you locked and loaded. New firearms coming in weekly and always looking for used guns. No lines and no waiting. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
At Hidden Hills Golf Club, we truly love the game of golf. We invite you to book your next tee time here and enjoy a golfing experience that you might not find at other public facilities. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
1010XL is presented by Barra & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
All right, we're back on XLP. Matt Hayes, Leon Searcy, RJ Saunders, Joe C on vacay. I'm getting annoyed, bro. You're going to be too. I'm telling you right now. You're going to be annoyed too. For multiple reasons, okay? The first one I want to hit you with is ESPN has a story now on a backup quarterback who has decided he's going to join the EA Sports college football video game. Arch Manning.
Oh, really?
A backup quarterback at Texas. A backup quarterback at Texas. And it's a lead story on the college football page on ESPN. That the backup quarterback at Texas has decided he's in the EA Sports college football game.
I think because, Matt.
Wait, stop right there, RJ.
All right.
I don't care. He's a backup quarterback.
I'm just saying.
I don't care what his name is.
To do a video
I don't care what his name is. I don't care how much he's making. He's a backup quarterback.
I agree, but he has the Manning name.
He's a backup quarterback.
I totally agree with you. Absolutely.
What are we coming to right now? Seriously.
He has the name. He has. That's the reason why it's national news.
Bronny's got the name too.
I know, and he'll probably be on.
He averaged 4 points a game. We have no idea what Arch Manning's going to be. No idea.
And guess what? On the video game, you can switch out Quentin and put in Arch and make him play. That's why he's made available.
Like what in the?
I saw that too this
morning.
morning.
What is going on right? So that annoyed me.
Yeah.
Now I got something else that annoyed me too. So. Chat GPT, which if y'all don't know this, okay, I'm going to explain this for you right now. You ready for this, Leon? Chat GPT, or Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, the bot, okay, is an AI chatbot that uses natural language processing, or NLP, to understand and respond to human language. So, College Football Alerts, which is a pretty big page on X, tweets out that ChatGPT has decided that they're going to rank the best modern college football teams. Okay. Now, first, we're going to give you our top 5 college football teams. Okay. Before we give you who the ChatGPT decides who it is, and you can give us your top 5 college football national champions since 1990. So we're going to call that the modern era. Since 1990, your top 5 college football national champions on the text line, brought to you by, of course, our friends at Lifetime Enclosures. 904-641-1010. Give us that real quick, and we'll read a couple off. But first, let me hear your 5, Leon, the 5 best national champions. We're laying the foundation right now because I want you to hear the Chat GPT top 10, and it's sickening. Okay. But give me your 5 since 1990.
Since 1990. I could have easily been biased because I won one in 91, but I saw some teams that were far superior to me when I played my senior year. All right, number 5, the 1999 Florida State Seminoles.
All right.
Special.
I like that.
Very special. Number 4, 1995 Nebraska. All right, Tommy Frazier was a beast. He doesn't get enough accolades, but he was a beast.
Well, you mean the 2000 Knowles is what you mean, not the 99.
No,
the 99. 99, right,
yeah,
99. Not 2000 Sugar Bowl, right. 99.
Yeah, 99. Yeah, okay. All right, number 4, I got 95 Nebraska. At number 3, I got the 2004 USC Trojans.
All right.
Reggie Bush in there. Matt Lyon, I believe, was the quarterback there. They were outstanding. At number 2, I got the 2019 LSU Tigers, Joe Burrow. And at number 1, I got the 2001 Miami Hurricanes.
Okay, mine's very similar.
Yeah.
I think it's very easy for us to say 2019 LSU is the best team, and I think you'll hear a lot of people say that. But I think if you take a pause and you start to look at what else was there, you start to realize, all right, they were beyond very good on offense, beyond great on offense. They were remarkable on offense. Defensively, they had problems. And if you got a team that can dictate tempo on offense, grinding on that defense, which, by the way, Clemson did for about 2.5 quarters on them until it all fell apart, you could beat them. So that's why they're not my 1. So my 5 is the 2005 Texas team, which I thought was fantastic, both sides of the ball. And VY, I mean, what a season by him. My number 4 is the 99 FSU team, which I loved. Peter Warwick, still my favorite player of all time in college football. My number 3 is the LSU team, the 2019 LSU team. My number 2 is the 95 Nebraska team, and it was tough. I really wanted to put Nebraska 1, and then I thought, man, nobody's beating that Miami 2001 team. That Miami 2001 team was far and away for that era. You had to go all the way back to 95 Nebraska to find somebody that could compete with them. Like, I think that Miami Nebraska team, the Miami team on the field against LSU, Miami would have just shut down that offense at some point. They would have figured it out.
Defensively, yeah.
Yeah, they would have figured it out. The pass rush would have got to Burrow. The front four would have just eventually got to him, and they'd have won the game going away in the second half. I think Miami was that good as far as the rest of these teams. Now, let's go to the Chat GPT top 10. And start at number 10. This is already going to annoy you, okay? Auburn, 2010. Auburn, which the greatest single season ever with Cam, no doubt about it. Okay?
Yeah.
Their defense was average at best. And they had a couple good dudes on the offense.
Cam carried the team.
Michael Dyer, Cam carried the team. Michael Dyer was a really good running back, but Cam carried that team. No doubt about it, okay? And no business being in the top 10. Just FYI. The 2009 Alabama team. In other words, Nick's first national champion. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I can think of probably 3 other of the national championship teams that Alabama have that are better than that team. But again, is what it is. Then they've got, at number 8, the Texas 2005 team. At number 7, they've got Trevor's Clemson 2018 team, which, honestly, isn't the best Clemson team. I think Deshaun's team was better than that team.
Yeah, it was.
Then you've got the Noles, which I guess this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth best national championship team in the modern era. The 2013 Noles.
13?
The 2013 Noles, who were...
No.
who were basically a couple plays away from losing to Auburn for the national championship.
Don't get me wrong, Jameis was special, but that 99 team with Winky and, like you say, Peter Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was special.
So that 2013 team was, if you look at, I'm pretty sure about this, all 22 starters were either drafted. No, I think they were all drafted, actually. I was going to say drafted on NFL roster. I think all 22 were drafted eventually off that starting 22 from the Rose Bowl team, the 2013 team. So that was a really good team. Really good team. Number 5, they have LSU. Number 4, and this is interesting, they almost made my list here, is the 2020 Alabama team. The only reason that team didn't make my list is because defensively they weren't that good. Offensively, with Mack and those receivers, and Najee, they were phenomenal. Phenomenal. Number 3, the Noles, the 99 Noles.
Okay. All right.
Number 2, the 04 USC Trojans. Number 1, they're Canes.
Okay.
So at least the robot got that right.
Yeah. Well.
Other than that, there's
they
a lot of unknowns.
They missed on about what? Maybe 4 or 5, half the list. At least 3 or 4 teams shouldn't be in the top 10.
All right, so we told you we wanted to get your top 5 from the text line. Let's go to the 520 says he's got number 1. You ready for this? It's funny to read other people's ideas of what the greatest champions are, because sometimes you go, oh yeah, that was a really good team. Then you're like, Alabama 92 is this guy's number 1. All right,
that beat Miami.
520, the Alabama team that beat Miami.
He's a
Nebraska 95, Florida 2006 at 3, LSU 2019 at 4, and FSU 99 at 5. I think we got another couple more here. Let me see if I can get one more.
The fact that Miami 2001 is now on the list, that list is imploded.
That list immediately is a problem, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hit the destruct button.
Honestly, the 01 team. The 01 team. Let's compare that 01 team to like Jimmy's best team at Miami, which would be what?
Jimmy's best team at Miami didn't even win the championship.
Right, the Cleveland Gary team.
No, 86 team. The 86 team that lost to Penn State 14-10.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they would have.
Who's the better team?
Who's the better team?
Now it's odd because players are bigger, stronger, faster. No one, obviously.
Absolutely. Okay, who's the better team? At quarterback, you have Vinny against Ken Dorsey.
I'm taking Dorsey.
You taking Dorsey over Heisman Trophy?
I mean, after
winner?
Vinny threw 5 picks against Penn State, I'm taking Dorsey.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you Dorsey. All right. Offensive line clearly goes to the 0-1 team.
Yep.
You had 2 All-Americans, and you had Brett Romberg in the middle.
Yep.
All right, so that's 0-1. Defensive front goes to the 86 team. I'm sorry. Jerome Brown, Celio Stubbs, and Bill Hawkins.
And that 0-1 defensive front was really good.
They were really good. They were so good that Vince Wilfork was on the bench.
Right,
How about that?
Backup, right?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. That's how good. The linebacking core for the 0-1 team, you had Vilma, you had Williams, and in Miami you had Rod Carter, Randy Shannon, and George Mara. Whew. I'm gonna give it to the A6 team on the linebackers.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to the linebackers. Now the secondaries is a toss-up because, I mean, you got Ed
Vilma and DJ Williams pretty good, man.
They were. Well, so you got to go watch the film. I would just tell you that will be a classic battle.
All right. And the secondary. How about the secondary?
Secondary, the 0-1 team had Buchanan, Entrerot, Ed Reed. Enough said. Yeah. They get the
Those are dudes,
you get the nod over there too.
Although there was Blades, who was in the 86?
86, you had Blades, you had Selwyn Brown, Tolbert Bain.
Yeah,
you had those guys.
Golly.
Yeah, you had Donnie Ellis. I'll give the clear-cut advantage to the 0-1 team.
And coaching?
And coaching, you had Jimmy against Hoker. Edge to Jimmy.
That whole staff, the whole Jimmy
exactly,
staff.
The whole Jimmy staff, absolutely.
Edge over 2001. Yeah. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. That's we should do that. We should like do the 08 Florida versus the 95 Florida, or the 93 FSU versus the 2013 FSU.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, you can get into that a little bit. All right, we need to go to break. We're gonna come back, we're gonna revisit our Jag talk about the NFLPA survey. We might get a little college football as well. It's XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Where beating and banging is no harm, no foul.
Beats and bangs his way to turn 20.
This Sunday at Pocono Raceway. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From Jacksonville's NASCAR station, 1010XL.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen with their energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night in Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Hey there, all you fun-loving sports maniacs, a.k.a. taco lovers. Don here from Taco Lou. I'm quite proud to say that we have the best staff in all of Duval.
Don't you mean Louval?
Say hello to Lizzie.
Hello, Jacksonville.
I suppose I do mean Louisville. Say, Liz, what's your favorite cocktail to make?
The Double Barrel Margarita. It's Herradura, Tequila Reposado, orange liqueur, orange juice, and our homemade sour mix. We call it Lou Brew. Give it a good shake and serve.
Well, thanks, Lizzie.
Come in and hang with me at the bar. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed, don't panic. Call Roland Reich. They quote all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
July 9th, 1988, pitching legend Nolan Ryan for the Astros is the seventh to win 100 games on two teams. The Astros beat the Mets 6-3 that day.
Hey, David here with Royal Pest Services. Men, are you struggling in the bedroom? Do spiders and roaches have you scared? Visit RoyalPestServices.com and let us help you get that man card back. Guaranteed results on our first visit.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, Prime Men's Medical Center will get your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Prime Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Prime Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 904-902-8222. 904-902-8222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 904-902-8222.
Hacker here with a little nugget for you. I just took my wedding ring off for the first time in 9 years. No, there's not trouble in paradise. Get this. My wedding ring was falling off. I've lost so much weight, my ring couldn't keep up. But hold up. I'm not resisting it just yet. Why? Because I'm still losing weight with Awaken 180. Down 75 pounds so far, and every week the scale shows a lighter number. Once I do reach my goal weight, however, that's when I'll resize that sucker and put it back on for good. I say for good because the weight stays off with Awaken 180. It's a lifestyle change, or should I say a lifestyle enhancer. That's combined with free support for life, and I'm confident I'll keep the weight off like all the other Awaken 180 clients. Mike Dempsey and Matt Hayes still receive free support when they need it, and yep, the weight has stayed off on them. The stories aren't stories. They're real accounts. What's stopping you? Go online, awaken180weightloss.com.
Staying active no matter what your age is key to living life at its fullest. And Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with 8 locations across the First Coast, top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. From neck and back pain, knee or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality of rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. Log on, reboundrehab.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
All right, we're back on a Tuesday XLP, brought to you by Beaver Chevrolet, Beaver Toyota of St. Augustine. We're here to wow you. We are here to wow you. I want to thank Coach Dave Campo for coming in for the first hour, gracing us with his presence, his unique assessment of various things. If you're on the Yahoo stream, you heard that unique assessment. So, Sirs, last segment, I got annoyed about Arch Manning being in the new college football, EA Sports college football game. And the 322 chimed in on the text line and said, Matt, have you never played the CFB game? You play Dynasty mode, so you need the backups as well as the starters for when the starters graduate and get exported to Madden. That's kind of cool. Number one, that's kind of cool. And then you came up with this fascinating idea that if anybody who's any capital venture guy out there right now who's interested in spending some money, Listen to this idea from Big Searcy. Hit it, bro.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I played college football, and I used to play with my son, all right? And him being from Claremont, his dad was a Gator fan, all right? So he converted my son into a Gator fan. And when my son used to come see me, we would play college football, and he would play with the 96 Gators,
right?
All right, the dynasty, the legend, and I would play with the 91 Hurricanes, and I would destroy him. I would destroy him, absolutely, because he's not going back home and say you beat your daddy in anything. You had to earn that win. All right. So I was just thinking to myself, I was saying to myself, you know what? Would it be a pretty cool idea with the new college football came out? You can bridge the generation gaps between young champions and guys who are old champions, to where you play with your team. Like I could play with the 87, 89, 91 Hurricanes,
right?
And then maybe play with a player who's maybe in the league now, and he plays with his Georgia Bulldogs 20 whatever team, or Alabama or LSU team, and then we could splice us and split screen and play the game and let us play against each other. And because let me just tell you the truth, listen, I was drafted in the first round by the Steelers. All right, I played with the Jaguars, but I love the Hurricanes. All right, I'm passionate about my school. Absolutely, I'm passionate. So, I mean, I just thought it'd be a good idea that you could have the old cats who won championships back in the day play against some of the new cats. But here's the thing. Man. Yeah, but here's the thing what the old cats got to be able to do now. The old cats got to buy the game and put they got to invest some time into the game. Because these new school cats, you can't be just having them school you all the time. So I will be willing to buy the game and invest some time in learning how to play,
right?
So I can beat some butt when I play.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, I think guys will do that. I think the old school guys will invest time in it because, again, the NFL, I don't think the passion's there for it. But if you're talking about college football, like if you're talking about Leon Searcy, 87, playing, let's just say Derek Brooks, 93, you guys would get after it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You guys would get after it. Or Tommy Frazier playing Tim Tebow. Tommy Frazier, 95, playing Tim Tebow, 08, and Tebow's trying to get paybacks for the 95 championship game. I mean, that would be, I'm telling you right now, ESPN used to televise the kids playing this game.
Yeah.
That would be rare. They could televise that, and that would be big.
I know. We need to trademark this because somebody's going to steal it.
Somebody's going to steal it,
absolutely going to steal it. Absolutely. Because, when you just said Tommy Frazier and Tim Tebow, Tebow plays with his team and Tommy Frazier plays with his 95 team, they put it on the screen. They go in against each other.
Oh, my God. And the stories they could tell, too.
Absolutely.
The stories they could tell about that game. Like, I can still remember after that game, I covered that night, the Fiesta Bowl in 96 for the 95 season. And I can still remember at the end of the game, Tom Osborne, Nebraska was killing them. End of the game, Tom Osborne still has Tommy Frazier in the game, and he goes to 5 wides. Nebraska's an option team. He goes to 5 wides and starts throwing the ball. Basically a middle finger to Spurrier. Oh, yeah? You didn't recruit this kid because you didn't think he could throw the ball? Well, here he's throwing the ball on you right now in the championship game. And I would love to hear Tommy Frazier talk about that,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's stuff like that is just, that's stuff like that would come out in that game, I guess is my point. It would come out during that game when those guys are going at it because, again, you guys live for competition, former players, and then all of a sudden you've got competition right now on the screen staring you, right?
Absolutely. And in the game, the college football game made a comeback. It made a comeback, and that'd be the opportunity to get some of these legends back to playing the game against each other or against, current champions. I think it'd be special.
Plus, it's hot right now.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. EA Sports is in Orlando. Some of those guys I know listen to our show in Orlando. My former neighbor in Orlando works for EA Sports. Yeah. Not only that, CAA is right down the road in Jax Beach. So I know some of you agents are listening to this show, and you do listen to our show. I'm literally gift wrapping you an idea right now.
I know. Just send me my residual.
No, but honestly, ESPN would. There's no doubt they would produce that.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt they would. I don't see why Netflix or Hulu wouldn't either.
Hey, absolutely. Could you imagine Peter Warrick versus Tim Tebow with the 99 against the come on now. They're playing against. He takes his team, and they play against each other on the screen. And oh, come on, that'd be gold. Absolute gold.
Or here's another great one. How about Peyton Manning playing Charles Woodson?
Yeah.
With the whole Heisman undertones.
Yeah, but okay.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Think about some of the matchups you could get in that game.
But Peyton never won a national championship.
No, but Peyton, Tennessee fans to this day believe that Peyton was robbed of the Heisman Trophy in his senior season because ESPN appeared late and started pushing Charles Woodson because it was all Peyton his senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Even though he lost to Florida, it was still Peyton. It was going to be the career award, right? Like Ron Dane got.
Mm-hmm.
Then Michigan got hot. Then Charles Woodson had the punt return for a touchdown. And then all of a sudden, boom, it was Charles Woodson. It was Charles Woodson at the end, the last couple weeks of the season, and he won it. And to this day, Tennessee fans are just crushed by that. And I can guarantee you part of Peyton is also crushed by that. So imagine Peyton and Charles Woodson playing that game and then ESPN televising that. And it being like no holds barred. Like you don't have to say, well, darn it. You could say whatever you want.
I like it. I absolutely love it.
I know you guys in CAA listen to this, man. Believe me, you owe both me and Searcy a little residual when you guys pull this thing off. All right, now this.
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Well, my takeaway is this Jaguar team, we're looking for some edge. We're looking for some cutting of the edge. We're just looking for some dog this year. And you know what? I always say this about this team. This team plays better when no one's paying attention. You know what? Texas are getting all the shine. They're getting all the attention. Hopefully we'll have a better season moving forward this year.
Yeah, but at some point you got to learn to play with the attention, too.
I know, bro.
Chiefs play well with the attention.
They do.
Right?
Yeah, but
Bills play well with the attention.
They do, absolutely.
I mean, you can go down the list in the NFL.
Well, I want the Jaguars to be the lead singer. They've been back up for so long.
All right, so my takeaway on this Tuesday XLP is maybe Trent Baalke isn't so wrong after all. Maybe his whole thought process of we need to get stronger and tougher is really a euphemism for we need dudes with an edge. And like Dave Campos said, the guys that can bring the middle class up to the top class where everybody's on the same level and everybody's getting after it. All right, we got the Frangie Show coming up next, then Blue, then Hacker. For Leon Searcy, for RJ Saunders, and for Dave Camp, who stepped in first hour. Camp will be back, by the way, on Friday. We got a lot coming up the rest of the week. Hang in there. More XLP the rest of the week. More from the Superstation the rest of the night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Everyone wants to doubt Jacksonville. Never doubt Jacksonville.